Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up, McMac? Who this love? I can't hear you. Are you on
Hear
mute?
me now?
I won't.
How are you?
Who this love is so. I'm playing that playing these old school joints. I'm doing all right. Doing all right.
All
Thank
right.
you, God. How are you doing this fine Saturday evening?
Just enjoying the weekend, just and stealing those moments away is what I'm doing.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Well, we've made it to another edition of Real Talk for Real Men.
Hmm.
So that's always a positive, to be able to see each other and we're above ground. Alexa, pause.
That's right.
So, there's so much going on until, when we make it to another edition of it, we're doing good. We're doing better than
Hmm.
some, believe it or not.
Yep.
So, of course, Saturday night, December 12th, we're about 2 weeks away from Christmas. I know
Hmm.
how you feel about the holiday season. You can't wait till this is all come and gone.
Exactly.
I feel the same way too. For different reasons. It's a very stressful time. So much is going on.
Hmm.
With people individually. It just, in a lot of ways, it's hard to be festive. At this
Hmm.
stage. Even more so than it has been before.
Right.
Already, the materialism that takes the joy away from the holidays is
Yeah.
compounded because of so much else is going on. So, like you, I want this to come and go, and hopefully, the new year will bring better things for all of us. You know.
Right.
With that said, before I get started, I do want to give a shout out to anybody and everybody going through some hardships out here. A lot of times people don't realize behind the fun, the laughter, there's real life happening all around us with my
Yeah.
family, your family, friends of mine. So anybody watching this, you know, my heart and prayers go out to you and your family at this time if you're struggling with anything. And just know that, if you have really good friends, lean on your friends. You
Hmm.
know, sometimes it's good to get it out. Don't keep it bottled up. So we'll go there. Now, to get into tonight's topic, we're gonna hopefully have a little fun, keep it lighthearted, as I said. Tonight's topic for Real Talk is going to be Ask Black. It's going to be a modern day version on Dear Abby. You
Yeah.
know, Tasha and I, we were kicking around some ideas, and we always try to keep it light on Saturday. For me, I'm a Wendy Williams watcher. Even though she's not the most beloved person, she's messy. She's got all these things going on, and I watch it for those reasons. But she has
Right.
a segment on her show called Ask Wendy, and it's a regular version where people ask her, as if she's an expert. So I was like, well, hell, if she can do it, how can I? Come, I can't do it. You
Right.
know, the reality is, we'll state up front, we're no experts.
No.
Tasha
Mm-mm.
and I are not experts. We're figuring this shit out like everybody else.
Exactly.
But in terms of being able to answer questions about what we think and our opinions, we could do that all day long. You know,
Absolutely.
you know. And in case you're wondering out there what makes us qualified to do that, we've done a lot of living in these little bodies that we've done.
Yeah, that's true.
You
We have
know,
our own
would you
experiences.
say that?
I would agree. Yes, we have our own experiences, and I think that just like anyone, we might have that one piece of advice or that one statement that might help someone else. And again, you can give your opinion. There's no right or wrong answers to this. It's just what would you do?
Absolutely, and that's all it really is, folks. And so we invite you to share your opinions. This is not going
Mhm.
to be something where we're just sharing our opinion until some viewers come on. She and I, we will talk about it. But hopefully, if we get some viewers and some panel, we'll ask their opinion, and that's going to be the part that's going to make it fun. We don't know these people. We're not
No.
talking about any real people. So I want to say that up front. So don't take anything too personal. If a situation hits close to home, shut up and listen. You
Right.
might learn something, but this is not about you. These aren't pre thought out questions that we came up with, that we, oh my God, let's talk about. So it's not that. So
Mm-mm.
don't take it personal. It's designed to be fun. As always, we're going to agree to disagree where that comes up and without being disagreeable. So there are no right or no wrong answers.
Right.
Um, for those that might want to join, I did send out individual links, so hopefully you've
Hmm.
got those. You're more than welcome. But just in case for a few maybe the first 15 minutes or so, I posted the link on the screen for you to see. So if you're most definitely invited to come on screen. All you got to do is copy and paste. If you've got the Android, you want to use the Google Chrome. iPhone, use Safari. It's pretty
Mhm.
simple as that. Once you click the link, you'll be able to come on in whatever name you want, and then I'll bring you on screen because you'll be sitting in my green room. So with that said, Tasha, let's
Okay.
get it popping. Let's get it popping. So,
Okay.
so this is Axe Black, Dear Abby style. So I know you've kind of looked up some topics, and
Mhm.
I've looked up a few as well. So I'm, as always, I'm gonna do the honor by letting you go first and put the first scenario out there. And just so you know, it could be a simple question, or you could read an actual situation. So whichever you choose, I'll let you go first.
Okay. Oh dang, I didn't expect for me to go first.
Okay.
She would have gone first.
I can go first if you want.
Yeah, you go first.
Okay. How I'm gonna bring on Sherry. What's going on, sis?
What's up? Can y'all
How
hear
you
me?
doing? We can hear
Yeah,
you.
we can hear you.
Wait
Mhm.
a minute, let me see. Cause y'all looking, y'all sounding
Yeah, so
totally.
get your volume. We can hear you. We can hear you well. Can you
Mhm.
I
hear
can't.
us?
I can't hear you. You can hear me,
Yeah,
but
we
I
Yeah,
can
can't.
we
hear
can hear
you.
you. Uh-huh.
Y'all, when y'all talk, it sound muffled. Let me see.
Yeah, so I'm
Put
not
your
sure.
headphones in or something. See if that'll help.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea, Sherry. She said put your headphones in.
Okay, well, let me get my earphone. Okay. That's crazy. I don't know why they be doing this to me. Uh,
So I'll give Sherry a couple of moments, and I'm gonna go first, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna start. Let me see. Do I want to start with a good question or a good story? We're gonna give Sherry a couple of minutes.
Okay, yeah. I found one.
Okay, that's what I say. I've got a lot of scenarios. You know, Whew, I'm gonna save this one. This is a question, but I'm gonna save that one because I hope I get enough people because that's gonna be a good one right there. All right. Well, welcome, Miss Candace. How are you doing tonight?
I'm
Hey.
good. Hi,
All right.
Tasha.
All right. So we're trying to give Sherry a couple of minutes. We're going to be doing Dear Abby, a modern day take on Dear Abby called Ask Black. So as I mentioned, we're going to be reading some scenarios, bringing up some questions. We don't know any of these people, so it's not talking about anybody we know. We're just going to have some fun. And if you've got some scenarios, it can be something that you always want to put out there. We'll put it out there for the panel. So I'm going to go ahead on and get started. Hopefully Sherry will be able to come on board. Um, and so I'm going to read my first scenario, okay?
Okay.
And for the record, and just I want you guys to know, most of these that I'm reading, I have not read before. So these are
Okay.
not going to be ones um, that I've already read and developed my answers on and things like that. So I want it to be fresh for me as it is for you. Okay.
Okay.
So hopefully can everybody hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Here's the scenario. Dear Black, I have been with my husband for 29 years, 25 of them married.
no,
We have a
it still don't sound clear. Let me click all the way
Okay,
out.
so I don't know. So Sherry, while you figure it out, I'm gonna go forward. Okay, so I have been with my husband for 29 years, 25 of them married. We have had good times and bad, like most couples, but over the last 4 years, things have changed. We came to a place where we both needed to decide whether we wanted to continue in our marriage. We went to counseling, and I pursued my own personal growth, trying new things I was interested in, and finding gratitude and happiness in my interests and career. My husband did the same thing. Now I have moved past it, forgiven, told my husband I love him and I hope he feels the same. You know what he said? He said he doesn't know. He said he needs more time. Frankly, it has already been a long time and it's upsetting to have to wait for him to make up his mind.
I don't know.
If I become frustrated, he says, I don't have to stay and I'm free to do what I want. Trouble is, I want my husband and I want him to want me back. What do I do? I take good care of myself and have a healthy sex drive. Sex happens rarely and I end up being rejected more often than not. He also had an emotional affair with a woman he knows, but he thinks I made too much of it. That was about 18 months ago. Help me, please. Who wants to go first? What should she do?
I'll go first. For
Okay.
me, and from what I'm hearing, it's been a long time invested into this marriage, and you've done all of the normal things that you can tick the boxes on of how he feels like he's rejected already, and he feels like he needs more time. Then I think that he's kind of mentally checked out of it. I don't think that he's interested anymore, and that she needs to leave too and come to those terms. And I think that it sounds like that he's a little conflicted on how he wants to tell her that, which is why
Wow.
he might be asking for more time
Okay. So your advice to her would be to do what at this stage?
to leave.
To leave the marriage.
To leave. She's done everything that she's done everything possible that you would normally say, the counseling and everything, and he doesn't know. So yeah, I would say leave.
Okay. Welcome, Terry, to the conversation. Anybody else got a different take?
I don't know. It was kind of a long
Hmm.
story, so I was locked out at some point. So, to my understanding, they've had therapy
Right.
already.
They have. They've been married. They've been married for 25. Well, married for 25 years. She said, but been together for 29 years.
And so he does not. He's basically checked out of the whole marriage.
Yeah. But I want. But. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I would, because that's a long, long time to be married.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it would be two options. It would either, okay, we have an open marriage or we're done for me. Because, with marriage, you still tie together a lot of times financially, and it is very hard to kind of separate some of that stuff. And
Okay.
since they've been married for so long, and the husband is still staying, because I don't know if he's afraid to not tell her. He probably just like it's convenient.
Okay.
So I would proposition something very extreme, like, okay, I guess we're gonna have an open relationship. You already had your affair. Hey, I started talking to this other guy.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And that's how I would proceed.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Anything stand out in that story to anybody? Sherry or Terry? I know Terry, you came in late. Do I need to read it again?
Yeah, I didn't even hear the story, so I'm just listening.
Yeah, I
Okay.
missed most of it. So
Okay, so I'm gonna read the story again. Dear Black, I have been with my husband for 29 years, 25 of them married. We have good times and bad like most couples, but over the last 4 years, things have changed. We came to a place where we both needed to decide whether we wanted to continue in our marriage. We went to counseling and I pursued my own personal growth, trying new things I was interested in and finding gratitude and happiness in my interests and career. My husband did the same thing. Now I have moved past it, forgiven, told my husband I love him and hope he feels the same. You know what he said? He said he doesn't know. He said he needs more time. Frankly, it has already been a long time and it's upsetting to have to wait for him to make up his mind. If I become frustrated, he says I don't have to stay and I'm free to do what I want. Trouble is, I want my husband and I want him to want me back. What do? I take good care of myself and have a healthy sex drive. Sex happens rarely and I end up being rejected more often than not. He also had an emotional affair with a woman he knows, but he thinks I made too much of it. That was about 18 months ago. Help me, please. Okay, so we lost Terry. So Sherry,
Yeah.
what do you think she should do?
I think I agree with what Candace said. Basically, if you got the emotional attachment to the marriage, and if it's working, do you?
Okay. Okay. Simple as that for you.
Pretty much.
Okay. So for me, when I read it, I plucked out a couple of things that really stood out to me, to be honest with you. Bringing Top Cat back in here.
yeah, sorry, lost.
Okay. Terry, did you hear the story before I give my take?
No, sorry, I lost my internet right when you were telling it.
Oh, man.
You guys can catch up.
Okay. So let me give you the gist. There's a couple that's been together for 29 years. They've been married for 25 years. And for the over the last 4 years, the marriage started to go bad. So they decided to go to counseling. She decides, she went off and found some things she was interested in, poured herself into a personal interest in her career, and he did the same. Well, eventually she came to the point where, you know what, I'm good. I forgive him, so now I'm ready to reconsummate the marriage. But he says, hey, I need more time. So now she's frustrated because she's feel like, well, enough time has gone by. In fact, sexually, they're not having a whole lot of sex. She gets rejected. He's had an emotional affair with somebody, and he says she's making too much of it. So she's asking, what should she do? Because she loves him and she wants to keep the marriage going. What's your take? Terry, did I lose you?
He thinking real hard.
No, I think he's frozen.
I
Yeah,
think it's frozen.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of
he's freezing. Terry, did you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, my internet keeps going in and out. I don't know what's going on.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I heard you, but my internet is real bad today for some reason. I don't know if you
Okay.
hear me.
I can hear you. I can hear
it,
you.
Can you hear me? Oh,
yeah,
I
we
can
can
hear
hear
you.
you.
okay. I would just say, yeah, I mean, people make relationships complicated. And I understand you've been together for a long time. So, mentally you probably don't want to separate. But at this point, I think you should do what's best for her. Nobody's gonna love you as much as you love yourself. So she should start doing things that she enjoy, things that make her happy, and I think that'll lead her to her path. I don't think nobody could give you any type of relationship. Well, girl, you need to do this to wake him up, or you need to do that. Just do what makes you happy, and I think everything else will just work out. It might end up y'all get back together, or you might just be single or find someone else. But pursuing your own happiness always works out. Seems like to me.
Okay. I think that's good advice. And I echo what all of you said. I think the consensus is she needs to walk away,
Hmm.
from what I'm looking at. The sad part about it is they've been together a lifetime,
Hmm.
29 years, married 25. Now she says she forgive him. So if you read between the lines, he did something, cheated
Hmm.
or whatever, need to be forgiven for. They went to counseling. But I want to talk about that part of it that to me I think people miss. When they went to counseling, she talked about how she went off and developed her own interests and threw herself into her work. She said he did the same. In my opinion, that's when their marriage was lost. Because what she said in that moment was they went off in their individual ways. That was for me where at that point they left the marriage at that point, in my opinion. She
Hmm.
found, like to Terry's point, she did find happiness and what made her happy. But what happened is, it sounds like once she found, okay, now I've got myself together, I'm ready to forgive you. Now I want you back. The problem with that is, in a lot of cases, is that your timetable may not be on the other person's timetable. Just because now you're ready to get back together, he's not finished discovering himself, or maybe he's discovered he's happier without her. You know, I'm speaking, I've been in situations like that where you want something to work, and maybe at first you're willing to do whatever it takes to make it work. But then when the person says, I need time, I want to figure this out, I have an expression. That doesn't mean that you're going to be sitting there twiddling your thumbs. So now you go and you get accustomed to being by yourself. Then you may discover at that point, you know what? I think I am better off by myself. And to your point, Tasha, I think he doesn't know how to tell her.
Hmm.
If he's already cheated emotionally with somebody and tell her you made too much of it, and then the sex is kind of dried up, he's already gone. It's just now pulling the trigger. And that's the last part I will say. In a marriage, the hardest decision I ever had to make was to end the marriage, was to leave. It's one thing when you're dating somebody, and it's not the ultimate level of commitment, because you could walk away. And I'm not saying you don't love each other, but I'm saying when you have the legal bounds of marriage, whew, that's a tough decision to make, to say, I'm going to end this marriage, and especially in their case where they spend a lifetime with each other. So so that's my take on it right there. So, all right, Tasha, I'm gonna let you go with your story. And again, if you've got some scenarios or questions, Sherry, Top Cat, Candace, throw those out there as well.
Okay, okay. My story is I'm having an affair with my best friend's partner. 2 years ago, I fell in love with the father of my best friend's child, who also happens to be my then boyfriend's best friend. We didn't mean for it to happen, but we had a secret affair for about 5 months until our partners found out. After that, we parted ways and led our own lives up until last February when we reconnected. Since then, we've been seeing each other on and off, and I've broken up with my partner. The man I'm having an affair with is still in a relationship with my best friend, though, and doesn't know, and she still doesn't know we're seeing each other again. The problems get more complicated. I feel like I've been manipulated into an affair and can't get out. Every time this man and I get together, he says his relationship with my friend is nothing and that they are only together for their son and that he ultimately loves me and wants me in his life. But he's sending mixed signals. For example, we recently had sex, and 2 days later, he celebrated his anniversary with my friend and has not contacted me since. I'm broken again, and I feel like the best thing to do is to let all parties know the truth. My friend doesn't deserve this, and neither do I. I've since made an appointment with a therapist, but otherwise, I don't know what to do. Should I come clean?
No. Like, I mean, it's no point. Her friend, they knew about the affair before, so what are you coming clean for? She's gonna stay with the guy. Secondly, I don't know if you guys watch my channel. I've been the
Right.
other woman twice. Prior to coming out of my first marriage and before I got married to my husband, I was the other woman. It is like, it's not good. The karma is horrible. And at certain points, I didn't know the guy was married. But when I found out, I stayed. It's like you get deeper and deeper. You go down the rabbit hole, and it's not. I don't think it's a happy ending to that, because even if they get together, he could probably continue to cheat with his baby mama. So it's just, she needs to just cut it off. And I would just keep my mouth shut. But I know people this new age, they like to tell it all and put it out there. But I wouldn't say anything. I just cut it off.
Oh wow. Okay. Terry, you want to go?
Yeah, I agree with Candace. I don't think you should tell. I mean, you got what you wanted. You wanted your friend's man, and you got him. You know, he's a cheater, and you got him. I mean, you're a cheater too. So I don't like this whole thing where, like, all of a sudden when your feelings get involved, you want to tell on everybody and bring some type of damage. Like, no, just go ahead and move on. You got what you wanted, and you to trying to confess, and, ruin everybody else's lives or whatever you think is going to happen. So, and that's another thing. Sorry, I wasn't able to stay on last week, but that's another excuse women making. Like, I don't deserve this. Oh yeah, you deserve it. I always try to flip it on. I don't deserve the way you treat me. Oh, you deserve it.
Okay. Very good point. My thing is, Candace, I actually was going to go in a different direction until you said what you said. That for me, in this moment, you actually, initially what I was thinking was, obviously she's a big cheater and the guy's a big cheater, and these are just two people that's really screwing up other people's lives, because that was a whole hodgepodge of sleeping with this one and the best friend, and they had been doing it for a while, and then they broke away and they was doing this, all these secrets and lies. So for me, initially I was like, well, look, this is just sex, between two people, whatnot. But you know what kind of changed my mind that moment? When you said that you've been the other woman. I was only looking at it from my point of view as a man, to be honest with you. And in that moment, I had to say, because initially I was thinking, oh man, she know better. She know what she's doing. She know. But then in that moment, I got to thinking, you know what? How many times people find themselves in situations and maybe they look up and say, how did I get here? how did, because you said the expression you use, going down the rabbit hole, and in that moment it made me think, you know what? Don't be so quick to judge, because in the throes of sex and when you put sex into it, the lies we tell women. Now I'm gonna say as a man, the lies we tell women to get them to do what we want, to get them to go down that rabbit hole, and then now just hearing you saying that you was in it not once but twice, you know, to find yourself in that position, it made me think, wow, how things can get complicated, get out of hand, and so messy. But I agree with the overall ending is that no, ain't no sense at this stage messing everybody's life up.
Yeah, because she's just wanting to be toxic. And in my story, I admitted at that time I was toxic. I had to heal me before I could get with somebody else. And this lady is a toxic woman. I hate to say it, but she's very toxic, and she
And
wants to ruin everybody else's life.
that's where she's at. It sounds at the end that now that she feels like she's kind of being misled, that hey, I'm a F it up for everybody, and that's not fair. So I hope that somebody tells her, no, slow your roll, just get out of it. It's messy, get out of it and move on. Okay.
Okay,
Sherry,
let me ask a question because I got set up. I'm trying to ask.
uh-huh.
So you saying so, Tasha? You say they were both two best friends,
Yes.
right? Okay, well, why would either one of them be messing with them, each other man? Like, if you're best friends, you shouldn't be doing things like that. For one, but people do it, But and no, I wouldn't have messed up her marriage with him. You have to learn how to move on. It's hard, you know what I'm saying? But because to you, Candace, I have been the other woman too, and it's not a good feeling. You know what I'm saying? To knowingly that you somebody is with somebody else. You understand? And you and your bed alone, saying just imagining all the shit he doing to her that he done been doing to you. See, that's why I'm the person I am. I would have to get them. I'm trying to tell her. You understand? But you understand? But I mean, if to me again, if you was best friends, Tasha, then you should have, when he was even coming on to you or anything, you would have been able to talk to your friend. And if she was a friend, she would have understood that. You understand? But that's my take on it.
Okay.
No, I agree. My opinion is at this point she's just trying to save her own soul by telling. You got roped. He led you back down that path. You allowed yourself to go back down that road with him. For him, it's just sex. He just enjoys having sex with you, and now you want something more, and now you're feeling guilty and feel like you've been roped into it or that you're being manipulated into an affair. That's your fault, and now you just want to clear your own conscience, which isn't going to help anybody.
Okay. I got a side question. And since I got
Okay.
Jerry on here, I wish I had Jerry and Kennard on here to ask this question. Jerry, as the guy, have you ever been the side guy?
Have been? Yeah, I have been a side guy before. Like, yeah, when I was living in Fort Lauderdale going to college, I remember I was talking to this girl, and yeah, she had a boyfriend. And she was over at my place one time, and yeah, he called her, and I just had to be quiet. And I was kind of listening to her, like, "Baby, I love you," and I was just thinking to myself, like, "Yeah, I would never date you," because the same thing happened. But I don't know. It's different. Oh, sorry, I'm breaking up again. Yeah, it's different for guys. Like, yeah, when we're the side guys, most of us don't care. I mean, it's an honor to be a side guy. I feel like, yeah.
That
Thank you
that's
very
kind of
much. So
that's kind of why I brought that up. I didn't know if I wanted Terry. He's right on point. I think for men we view it different because listening to Sherry, you and Candace, how you say how awful it was, and it's that. I think for men it's a very different situation. For us, it's a compliment. You know what I'm saying? It's wrong, and it's wrong, but at the same time, and I've been in that situation, and I remember thinking like, man, she got a good guy. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, but like I took delight also in that she's creeping with me, and Terry had been in the same boat where you know, oh, shh, and you have to be quiet and this and that. And it was more of a turn on. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was actually a turn on.
Well, you know what? Some women, not all women, think like me or Candace would think. But you
True,
have some women
true,
think that
true.
it's they okay being the other woman
Very true, Sherry.
because they feel like, well, at least that's her headache.
Very true.
They get whatever they get out of it and get out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Very true.
So,
Very true.
more women is more emotional than a man anyway.
Very true, sis.
You know what I'm saying? So, but you do have women out here
Good
that
point.
could care less if they
Good,
decide or whatever.
good
They
point.
feel like that's great. They'll be like, yeah, I'll be the whole lot of sides.
Good
You know what
point.
I'm saying? But I mean,
You're
I
right.
just don't see. To me, those is more women they don't have no type of morals for themselves. You know what I'm saying? So when you really care about yourself as a woman and you carry yourself a certain type of way, you're not sleeping all around with different people, and you into this one person or whoever what I'm saying, a side woman with, you know what I'm saying? It matters, and you don't like it. You know what I'm saying? And I
Well,
have
well, let me
that.
well let me say this to that, sis. I posted something a few weeks ago, a picture of a guy laying on a mattress on the floor. He was knocked out, and he had his game controllers around him, and like he looked like he had eaten a meal or whatever. And
Mhm.
the caption read, "Somewhere there's 8 or 9 women in love with this guy," whatever it was, because it was depicting the point I was going to make. One thing that Terry, your father taught me this when I was 17 years old. He Harold's old school. He said, for a lot of women, a half a man is better than no man at all.
Mhm.
And that was in his generation. As we've moved forward, I will change that and say for a lot of women, a fourth of a man or eighth of a man is better than no man at all. So, Sherry, when you talk about women having no morals, in some cases, there's such a shortage of guys out there that I think a lot of women are like, you know what? He's not mine, but I got a piece of him, and I'm okay with that.
I
You know
mean,
what I'm saying?
yeah, that's right. But I mean, first of all, I ain't sleeping on no mattress nowhere with nobody. You
I'm just
understand?
saying,
You
but
do
for
have
everything
people out
you
there
won't do,
that do.
there's 50 women that will do it.
You're right. You're absolutely right. But I mean, I listen. I'm not doing none of that.
I'm with Uncle
You,
Freddie. Like, yeah, I mean, whatever your standards are. But like sometimes you just got to use logic. You can look at the numbers. There's more women than men. And then when you break down the brothers who women claim ain't worth shit or just locked up, it's like, hey, look at the numbers real quick. So when a woman says she won't, hey, I respect that. But there's like 5 behind you just saying yes.
Yeah, but that's why you
absolutely,
got that clean up woman and clean up man. They out here all day. It's
absolutely.
the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so I think it's way more complicated. Okay, anybody else want to add a next situation or story in there, or you want me to go to my next one?
Go to your next one.
Okay, dear Black, I just started dating an amazing guy. He is sweet, funny, and handsome, but I don't feel as strongly for him as he does for me. Maybe it's too early in the relationship for me to be worried about feelings, or maybe as much as I want to have deep feelings for him, I don't. Lately, I've been tempted to cheat. That sounds awful, I know, but for some reason, I feel it's my last chance before things start getting really serious about this guy. I want so badly to have this amazing relationship with him. It really feels like I could grow old with him and I'd be okay with it. Or maybe I want a lifelong partner so badly that I'm forcing myself to keep seeing this guy. He's basically everything I've ever hoped for, and yet I'm hesitating, unwilling to give up being single and having freedom. Is it normal to feel this way? Is it normal to have the urge to flee something amazing because I don't want to lose the ability to have total freedom? Or am I scared of commitment? Life is complicated. Please help.
There's a whole lot to unpack right there.
Yeah.
If anything, that right there should be that's the story of this generation and dating now. That's it right there. If you have to sum it up, you have someone, you meet someone who would normally tick all the boxes for you, but you don't want to give up being single. You're not ready for a commitment. That's all it is because you feel like something else better is going to come along. That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
And if you feel that way, why force yourself into a situation that you clearly do not want to be in? Why put that pressure on yourself? A lot of women, we talked about that. Maybe it's the biological clock is ticking and it's just so desperate just to go ahead and have that, but it makes no sense because you're not going to be happy. And if you're already talking about cheating now, you're going to end up cheating down the road.
So to be clear, what do you think she should do? Should she stay, leave, just ride it out, let it play out? What?
Just leave.
You say leave.
Just leave.
Okay.
Just leave. It's already with questions. Just leave.
Anybody got anything you want to add or hey?
I would say she should ride it out.
I agree with Tasha.
Oh, go ahead, Terry.
Okay, I think she should ride it out. I mean, people should be commended. I mean, her feelings are real. So it's not uncommon to find what you finally want, and then once you get it, question, is this what I really want? And so, like, she hasn't cheated yet. I mean, it's in the back of her mind, but I think you should ride it out and see what happens. You might find yourself getting close to cheating and realize, that's not the path I want to go down. Or you might stay in this relationship longer and realize, like, man, I'm giving up a lot of freedom that I'm going to miss. So you ride it out and see what happens. If it doesn't work out, then hey, it doesn't work out. But I don't think you should just leave.
Very different
Just
take.
stay and waste our time.
Very different. Terry's got a very different take. Ladies, anything?
I would leave. Well, first of all, I don't. Are they in a relationship or are they just dating?
She said they're just dating.
Okay, so for myself, in that time when I was single, I dated multiple people, and then I would narrow it down. Just like men have different women, I had different men, and so you have to. The point that she's at, I would just leave. It seems like a waste of time. If she's already thinking about cheating, to me, it sounds like she's settling for the situation. She already said that he's not as into her as she's into him. Was that what you said, or
no? It's the other way around.
So she's not
the other way around. Right.
So she's only with him because he's really into her.
Well, she says that she said as much as I want to have deep feelings for him, I don't.
Yeah, I would leave because, like, with marriage, I don't know who all has been married. I know Sherry and Black, y'all have been married. It's times in your marriage where you get tempted and you wish you had that freedom. So if she's already thinking like that before the situation, she's gonna do it. It's only a matter of time. A guy can come along and be like, "Oh, he don't want you," or something. Like, anybody can get in her head at this point, I feel. So I would leave in order to spare this man's feelings. I wouldn't try to settle with him because she's gonna hurt him in the long run.
Okay. Sherry?
I got mixed feelings.
Okay.
Me personally, I probably would stay. Especially when I'm just dating or whatever, because I'm not be dating. I'm not telling you that it's going to be nothing serious. We don't know. We're trying to see. So I feel I have the opportunity. I could be seeing who I want. I don't know if you're seeing who you want. You understand? But if you into me more than I'm into you, then okay, maybe I can get into you. I don't know. But if she's saying that he's everything that she basically was looking for.
Right.
You understand? I mean, to me, you just don't let them know. Don't let them know that you dating other people. You know what I'm saying? You got the right to be trying to sift out like niggas do. So what's the best pick for them? They do it all the time. I'm keeping it real with you. That's what I probably would do. I would, and then like you said, Candace, I would start narrowing it down, but I would keep him. You know what I'm saying? But especially if he doing all the things that I, what I'm saying, he all what I wanted, I would keep it. I wouldn't walk away from that because I could be blocking my blessing. He might be the one.
I agree with my sister 100%. Literally 100%.
So we just gonna waste our time.
No, that's why I just don't see it as wasted time. I really don't. That's what makes this fascinating because how women and Sherry, I agree with you 100%. The part that gets me is that she's acknowledging he's everything she wants. She even said, I can see myself growing old with him. In my opinion, they're just in the dating stages. Now, me, I think it's kind of normal to be tempted because you said even Candace, even in marriage. So temptation doesn't go away just because you're married, and that's a key part there. I think a lot of times people think that, okay, if I get married, I find the man of my dreams, the woman of my dreams, that I'm never going to want another woman. It doesn't work that way. That temptation still can creep in, because you're at different phases of your marriage throughout the marriage. People always talk about 50-50. That's not really accurate. Sometimes you're giving 30 and that person's giving 70, and that temptation could come in that moment. So temptation is always going to be there. They're just dating, and to Sherry's point, I wouldn't tell him. I would explore. I love the fact that she's self-aware of that. I want to like this guy more. It's not there yet, but he's everything I want, so I'm not going to let him go just yet, and dare I say this? I'm sorry to say this, but I'm going to go on and say it. Sherry said, just like men do, look, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If that was a female friend of mine, Candace, Tasha, Daracel, Sherry, you know what I would tell y'all? Go have some experiences. See if it's what you like, because take judgment out of it. So guess what? If you go out and somebody else rocks your world, and oh my God, you see stars, and then you realize, oh my God, then this is really not the one. But you know what? You may go out there, and once you itch that scratch, you realize, wow, no, you know what? I got a good man at home. You're not married yet. You're not fully committed yet. You have some room to play, because as a man, I'm going to play too. So I agree with Sherry 100%. Don't leave. Continue to be aware of what's going on, but he could be it. And I'm gonna ask y'all a question as women.
Okay.
Let's say she stays. Let's say she does what me and Sherry suggestion, and then, but before she commits, she goes out and she does some threesomes and makes some videos and does some other crazy shit. Does she take that to the grave, or do you bring it? Well, I wasn't feeling you at the time, so I went and did this. Are there secrets you should take to the grave?
Yep.
Are there secrets you should take to the grave? But I want to say this though. But for her in this scenario, it's completely contradictory. Because if he's everything that you want, but you don't know if you like him, that's contradictory. That means you a flip-flopping ass motherfucker. That's what that means. You don't know what you want.
No, Tasha.
You don't know what you want.
No, Tasha.
She's settling.
Tasha, it's fear. Tasha, it's a normal fear of when it comes to commitment. Okay, I'm going to use myself as an example. I have personally sabotaged relationships when I felt it getting serious because I knew what that was going to mean. Even though I liked the person, but I found myself like, oh shit, I'm really liking this girl, and I know if she's ready to go to this next level, and oh my God, but if I do that, I can't do all this on the side. And I have personally sabotaged relationships out of fear because I know it was going to mean I was going to have to walk a straight and narrow, even though I found the person that had the things I want. It's fear, Tasha.
No, so it's fear of commitment. You don't want to be committed.
But that's still, and that might be true, but that's a healthy fear. Terry, speak on that.
It's unhealthy.
See?
Yeah, I like one of the turning points for me in my last relationship is like, I always felt like I would give in to temptation. And the reason why, but like growing up, see all the old school heads that I kind of looked up to, they gave in to temptation. They really did. So I always wondered, like, man, is the same thing going to happen to me? So when I was with my ex, when we moved in together, and I realized that even though the temptation was there, and I didn't give in, I was proud of myself. So yeah, it was kind of like a healthy fear. There's nothing wrong with feeling like that. I mean, you have to give in, but yeah, once I realized I wasn't gonna give in, and I could be with her and be faithful and not cheat, I was like, oh man, I was on cloud nine. So maybe she needs to do the same thing.
Because you were ready to commit. That's the whole thing. That's what Black, you are ready. Terry, you were ready.
I was
Commitment.
ready, but I had doubts. I mean,
That, that,
it was some
Tasha,
women in my job. I'm like,
exactly,
hey, they
exactly, Big Mac.
we
So
was one
that's
Well,
great,
argument away from me from stepping out though. So we was one argument away in my head anyway.
right?
I'll say this, speaking from my own experience, when I settled, we got divorced. So I just
I
say
don't. Go ahead.
I just say this. I would, for her, if she is going to date him, definitely keep your options open and continue to date a lot of people. To me, it's her. She's just like Tasha said, she's not ready to commit, or she has a fear of commitment. So continue to date, get a little therapy, and then do it. Then I guess.
Therapy.
I love it. I didn't see it as settling, but
But
I
they're
love the
dating.
date.
It's not like they're engaged
That's
or
what
anything. They're
that's why.
dating.
Right.
But she's considering taking him seriously. So I feel like, why would you waste his time and you're not even that into him?
Because
Like,
they waste
even
our
though,
time all the time, Candace. You know that.
because I'll say this, I married my first husband because everybody was like, oh, he's such a good guy. He's in the Navy. He's this, that, and the other. And I'm like, yeah, he is good for me. I'm listening to everybody else. And I somewhat like my first husband. We get married and this man turns into a monster. So
Okay, okay.
it's like, and then I still wasn't that into him, but he ended up, I don't know if y'all saw my divorce story. I tell my business on my YouTube channel, but he started a family. He started a family without me. Our whole marriage was long distance, and he was in the Navy. He ended up having an affair with a nurse in his at his job, and they had a baby. And their baby was her fifth child. She had already had a fourth child by his friend and three other children from his marriage. And so it was just a mess. And I hate that I settled. I wish that marriage didn't count against me. I wish I could have had it annulled, but we were married too long
I
for it to
got
be
you.
annulled.
I got you. I got you. That's why I said this one is a different one. We split on this one.
Yeah, no, 'cause
Okay,
you
go ahead,
can't.
Terry.
No, because like Terry said, when you dated, I mean, no, that's why when you said, you go find the one that you be seeing stars and all. I don't know about all that. I don't be seeing no stars and all that. You know what I'm saying? You dating. I see money and diamonds. I like that.
Okay.
I be seeing anything. All the rest of that, I don't want to be seeing.
So sis, you never had a man make you go ooh.
Uh-uh. Listen,
So see, you missing out on a lot. You
no,
really, you know what? I'm sorry for you, sis.
no. Ooh, listen.
So okay. So Tasha, you got another story? You got
I
another
do.
story? Okay.
I do. This one is Dear Black. I caught my husband watching gay porn and he
Oh.
admitted he's seen it before. Does that mean he's gay? Hold on. Hold
Oh, that's a
on.
good one.
Hold
Oh,
on.
that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, he
I
got.
recently came into the bedroom to find my husband of 25 years asleep with his iPad on his lap. When I got a closer look, I was shocked to see he had been viewing gay male porn. When I woke him up and asked him about it, he admitted to looking at all types of porn, including threesomes and videos from gay men specific sites. I've come across targeted ads on our home computer, so I have reason to believe he's watched it there too. My gut reaction is that straight men don't look at gay men porn or do
This is a good one right here.
Yeah, he gay.
Okay, go ahead, sis. Go ahead, sis.
He
Go ahead,
gay.
sis.
Ain't no straight man looking at no gay porn. What is it that you're interested in seeing? You wouldn't even be interested in seeing nothing about no other man, unless you is gay, or you ain't got the intention on wanting to be gay. You trying to see what they do for you can know what to do or something. And he had to get out. Well, he'll get beat out straight.
Okay. Anybody else want to go?
I want to hear the men's answers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not only man. Yeah, as a straight man, you don't stumble upon gay porn. You just don't. and I like women. So any scene where there's not a woman in it, I'm not gonna watch it. You know, even if I accidentally click on it, yeah, it's only gonna be for that brief second, and I can guarantee you, I'm not gonna re-click on it. And yeah, you won't look on my phone or computer and see no gay porn. So the fact that he's curious or interested, like, yeah, that should tell you everything you need to know. So you better watch out for him, sister.
Okay, so I have a follow-up question into this.
Go
So
ahead.
Okay.
okay, so if we're saying that that he is that he's gay, okay, that's what Terry just said. What if it was in reverse? What if this was the man writing in, and it's the wife who was watching lesbian porn?
I
Does
was
that
just
make
about to
her a
ask that.
lesbian?
I was about to ask
Okay,
that
so
because
go ahead.
I want to hear you what you had to say, Black.
Okay, so let me say for the record, I've watched gay porn intentionally. I've intentionally sought out. Now, this was just a curiosity for me. For real, I wanted to. For me, I wanted to see what were they getting out of it.
Mhm.
Now, the way my brain works, for real, was like, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to see, like, okay, what is? I know what they do. I'm not stupid,
Mhm.
but I wanted to see it on one. I'm putting this on 100. I wanted to like see it, like, well, how does this? How does it work? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
who initiates this? So I wanted to kind of see, and now I know porn is very unrealistic anyway, because
Mhm.
even straight porn is unrealistic. But I absolutely wanted to see because for me, I came in contact with a lot of gay coworkers and friends long before it was acceptable. Going back maybe 20 years ago, I saw where the whole gay thing was going to take off in the other direction. And I remember telling my nephew about this. That, hey man, this is going to happen. Somebody just popped in. Did we lose him?
Yeah.
Who was that?
Cherish.
That's chair. If y'all don't pop back in and get
Okay.
in. They say,
So anyway, make a long story short, I end
"What?"
up having some really good gay friends. To be honest with you, I tell this story when I lived in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, when I lost my house and I end up my house was in foreclosure. I moved to Pine Bluff. Was working at AutoZone. I had an assistant manager who was a gay guy. I never got so much pussy from anybody than I got from this gay guy. It ain't nothing like being set up by a gay guy. They're much better at it than women. They give you a much better lead in, the lowdown, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I'm saying all that to say I wanted to really find out, like, well, what, and I asked him the same questions, like, do you get screwed? Do you do the screwed? So I wanted to see it. So I really sought out and wanted to see, like, well, what is it they do? Because for me, it was the same as watching two women have sex. Now, although I find the female body beautiful, it's hard for me to get anything out of it, so to speak, because there's no penetration. It's only so much rubbing and greasing and licking that I can take, you know. And I'm gonna tell you this in all seriousness, I got it more from men that at least somebody's sticking somebody with something or getting stuck with something, but it didn't arouse me or anything like that per se. Now to this story, that's a different situation. Now, in this story, it sounds like he has some curiosities on a different level. You know what I'm saying? Because my thing is, if you're up front, if you say, well, baby, I want to see what they do and boom, 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 and it's a one-time thing kind of deal, that's okay. But now if you're sneaking around and you're hiding it and she's finding it, she has to find it, then to me, now you got some things to talk about. But I can even say this, I'm gonna add this last point. There's no way living here in Atlanta that you're not going to come in contact with gay and straight to the point where what I've come to know about it now, I don't believe there's a such thing as gay and straight anymore. I think people like what they like when they like it. And
Hmm.
because porn is so readily available, it's in the palm of our hands. You got all these different sites. you're gonna see what you're gonna see. I've even sent out videos where the woman is on the guy, and I'm like, well, he got his legs pent back like he want to be screwed. I've sent that to Tasha before, so it's I don't know.
I definitely agree with you, Black, because I'm more on the fence with it. I'm a person that likes to watch porn. My husband does not like the fact that I like to watch it. But sometimes when you're watching it, you could just keep clicking on different video after video after video, and then you find yourself looking at like two men together, two women together, and I'm not clicking off. I'm still watching. So it just depends, and people today are sexually fluid. You can't put a label on it. They decide what they want to do sexually, and then they decide who they want to be with romantically. So I definitely believe it's a difference. And it's just hard to say. Her husband sneaking around and doing it. He might be bored looking at regular smuggler porn, and so she might have just caught him on that night looking at gay porn. He just went down the rabbit hole. So we don't know. I would have to know more about the
That's
situation.
me. I would like to know once she confronted him, what was, like I think the letter kind of said that did she say he looked at it accidentally?
She
No,
caught
he
him
said that
twice.
he had watched it. That he had watched it, and said, but he had watched other types of porn as well.
This would be
Okay,
my only
okay.
question. I would want to know, does he, if he's wanting to have things when they have sex, is he
That's
wanting
where
that
for
type of
me,
stuff to
that's
happen?
where, how does it translate into the bedroom? Because, okay, did they go from regular sex to all of a sudden now he wants anal? Does he want something in his ass? Because those are things that to me kind of now like, okay, something else maybe afoot here.
Y'all got me looking at the,
So
y'all,
I have a
you don't
question.
see me? Y'all
Um,
got me in here looking at Tony. Tony, you,
Tony,
you,
I'm sorry, Uncle Tony.
I know you have looked at porn. You
Don't
ever,
answer Uncle Tony.
you ever looked at any man and man porn?
Now she know what he's gonna say. Now,
Uncle
Sherry, now, I mean, I watched about the boys, you know, Tony ain't never claimed that.
Tony.
Yeah, yeah, two men have sex.
See,
See, you can hear him in the background. Tony ain't having it, you know. But at the same time, West Indian culture is a whole different thing towards homosexuality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they is, but see,
So,
he have looked at porn. See, I don't look at porn. It does nothing for me.
okay,
I have looked at it.
okay.
Uh,
I think he still got to be careful because I think he looked at it twice. I don't think you could stumble upon it twice.
Okay.
Kind of like what
Okay.
Candace said. When you get the clicking, yeah, like sometimes you click on stuff like, oh, I've clicked on it accidentally, and when I see it, like I almost throw up. But it's not gonna happen again. If you stumble upon bestiality, I'm pretty sure you're not gonna keep watching that and keep watching
That's
it
a
over
good
and
point.
over
Now
again.
no,
that's a good point. I'm no, you're right, Terry. You're absolutely right. I'm glad you brought that up.
you ever
If
came
I'm
up
watching, let's say if I'm on YouTube, I get lost on YouTube
when you
if
was
I'm
watching porn?
watching
That ever came
a
up?
snake eat a pig, and then and for whatever reason my brain, I don't, does anybody else do this?
So if a
And then my
man,
brain go like, oh shoot,
a
I
man
want to see a
watch
snake
porn,
eat a this and a snake.
you think
So
about
for
it.
that moment, I'm going to chase
You think
that
of it. If a man
curiosity to
watching porn
see,
and
the snake eat this and
stumble
the snake
upon
eat that,
the
like
gay
with people
porn,
eating rats or whatever. I might watch 10 videos of people eating rats. But now that I've seen it, I'm good.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know what it is now. I now that I understand the eating rats. So I agree with you, Terry. So in that instance, you're right. When I wanted to see what they were doing, it was that time I said, well, let me see what happens.
I already
Oh,
know.
and I was sitting there like, and I was like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? I found me personally, I thought it was funny. I found it more funny than anything.
Okay, you don't gotta keep saying that. I know it's about
So, but you're right. But
time.
like, it's not something that I'm gonna keep going back to.
Right.
So I have a question.
Uh huh.
Okay, I want to go back to what you said that okay, maybe he's looking at it because he wants to, he wants to be penetrated or whatever. So if he wants to be the receiver of it, does that make him gay?
Definitely.
I see. I don't think so. I don't think so because if he's preferring
Yeah.
a woman to do it, I don't think that necessarily makes you gay. That's just me.
Okay.
But,
Okay. If I'm gonna take labels away, but that's not.
but I just feel like if it's out of nowhere where he just starts wanting to be penetrated and then he's watching his gay porn, like if it's so many different things, then yeah, I would question it. But if it's something that we've always done, I'm not gonna question it because it's coming from me, a woman, versus a man.
I guess then that opens up the door to what's your limits in the bedroom. Then, you know what I'm saying? And for me, mine has always stopped at you're not putting nothing in my ass.
Yeah.
You know, that for me, male or female, objects or whatever, that's just never gonna happen.
Well, see, he in here, he feels that if men have anal sex with women, they into body business.
Right. Right.
I gotta watch him on this
And
porn. I
and
don't
some
think
people and so some people might feel that way. I've told my views on even anal sex with women. I personally don't get anything out of it. You know, um
You got to be careful.
anatomically, I get where it might bring them more pleasure. So I've read enough to understand that it might bring them more pleasure. And I had one girlfriend in particular that most of our sex was anal sex. She was real skinny. I won't say her name, like olive oil skinny. She had 3 kids though, but her snatch, I'm trying to not use bad words.
It's other words.
Okay, well, help me out then. Her cat, her
Her
cootie,
cat.
it was all tore up, man. I mean, it's just wide open, gaping open, where no walls left. You know,
why
and
did you
so
think for her then?
I liked her as a person, and her head game was the best head game I ever had. And if I had to rank headmasters, she's in the Hall of Fame. Best head I ever had in my life. I cried tears thinking about her, how much I miss her in terms of her head game. So her head game was absolutely ridiculous, and I've allowed some of my friends to experience that head game as well. It was so good I had to share it, but okay. Head game was ridiculous, but her regular sex was horrible. So to have sex with her, it had to be anal sex because for me, she was so skinny, I couldn't get anything out of her. Number one, she had no walls, and I'm a pretty decent size. I'm not a monster like these new kids out here. They carrying monster sticks around this motherfucker. I'm just a regular guy, but I was decent size. But I wasn't getting nothing out of it, and she wanted it so rough until she got more pleasure if we did anal sex. I could take it or leave it, but she enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think you got to be careful as a man because, in like what Candace said, you got to be careful. Women to try to trick you, Because I had a girl once try to do some stuff. And I'm like, hey, chill out. She's like, but it's okay. I'm a woman. No, it's not okay. What's the difference if you do it or a man do it? And so women to try to trick you, but if you use that same logic on a woman, like, okay, what's the difference between me going down on you and a woman? There is a difference. So once a woman starts playing back there, like I think you're in danger, and I think you gay. It ain't no way around it. If you like stuff getting asserted to you.
So it's a no-go. Well, the men, so nothing, anal, nothing, not even a little finger, a little tongue, nothing.
Yeah, because what if
I've taken a little tongue, but I can't have no fingers.
You see how she tried to trick you? A little finger. That's how they try to get you. A little finger.
You can't go in.
I've heard of women getting sloppy, not myself, but I've heard of women giving head. They go down to the balls, and then they go down further, and it gets sloppy.
Oh, I like that. No, I like that. I would lift myself up a little bit higher so she can get it. Again, you can play around the cave, but don't go inside.
Be careful, see? Tasha just tried to violate you. They're gonna try that little finger, just a little finger. I know.
Just a little bit.
No, but that's just it. Thank God that's never happened because she, that was it. Okay, Jay, we're gonna let you in on this conversation.
Why would they be going down to the balls?
You got to mess with the balls.
You have to.
They're neighbors. That's why.
Exactly. That's called child. That's neglecting of children. You know, you can't feed the father and leave the kid starving. You can't, Sari. Come
You
on.
gotta take care of everybody. Like everybody need attention.
Exactly.
I'm listening to Kent. You said go and then go down to the bowl. What
You-
you doing in the bowl with the bowls?
You
Yeah.
have to.
This tutorial might have to be
Approach,
later.
Man,
That's for the
I'm
other
finna
show.
log off. Y'all got too
See,
much
let me
going
show
on
you.
this show.
Okay, let me show you.
Oh,
See?
good.
Tasha opened the door to this conversation, just so you know. You know, Jay
What's up,
and D, welcome to the conversation. But the Dear Abby question to me, did ask that question, you know, where this woman caught her man looking at porn. He fell asleep, and she found gay porn on it, you know, and then she found out through, I guess, his browser he was looking at it before. Does that make him gay? Wait, no. Y'all both looking like
I'm like, you have to really ask that question. So yeah. So let me. So she was his browser. He was looking at gay porn.
he
His
fell
wife
asleep
caught.
and found it on his tablet, and then I guess checked his browser and found that he also had looked at some gay porn sites. So does that make him gay?
Well, I mean, I'm sure. Obviously, I'm sure there's probably more to the story. I mean, he could very well. You know, a lot of times those sites, all type of stuff be popping up. So.
Well, he admitted to it.
Oh, he admitted to watching it. Yeah,
Yeah.
he gay. Yeah, he watching it. Yeah. Ain't no, and, yeah. Most guys who straight. I mean, honestly, when I watch shows, like I like Empire, I like Power, and I like all those different shows. And whenever those scenes come on,
Is a guy
not that I'm
gay because they
homophobic,
gay
if you
porn?
will, that's just not something I want to see.
Okay.
And most straight guys, you know, they
You
they
looked
shy
at it
away
twice.
from that, you know.
Okay.
So
So I'm gonna ask you: Have you
I mean, if
ever
you
watched?
dwell on it, you know, yeah.
Have you ever watched gay porn? Ever watched a gay porn scene? Even?
You mean like a TV show or a movie?
No. Have you ever watched a gay porn scene?
A scene?
Like on a porn
Two
site.
guys fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever watched two guys fucking?
No.
Okay.
I always turn away from it.
Okay.
Brother, let me
Yeah, when they start down that road, when they start looking at one another,
Yeah, I'm out.
you know what's about to happen. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna say a lot of people are curious. Like I've watched gay porn before with two guys because I was curious to see like what went on. I
you know
mean,
Mama did that?
Most women are
I've
curious
watched
that way,
gay
though.
porn. I've watched gay porn. Like I said, I told people I was
Did she
I was
say?
curious to see what
Auntie, no, that's my grandma.
what did they what did
She
they
said
do?
that. She said that she was with Mr.
That's
Jim.
my grandma. No,
They gave
Our
her.
Terry, our grandmothers have done way
said
more than
that
we
she watched
ever
it.
want to give them credit for.
She said she
Yeah,
watched
but
I
we
it.
don't want to
hear
hear,
it. Like,
don't want to hear all that.
Okay, so y'all, you might not want to hear it, but
She
yeah,
said
like
Yeah.
that.
my mama has 11 kids. It's very little. My mama can pin her legs clear back behind her ears. Make no mistake about that.
But she wanted to see. I asked her, well, why would she want to see that? She comes talking about she wanted to know what they do because she don't understand. That's not for your eyes to be seeing. Like, I don't know.
It's what it is. Okay, we gonna
I
go
can
to.
tell you guys
See, I'm
that.
I'm uncomfortable even having this conversation.
that's my grandma.
Well, see, but this led to my follow-up question of, so if we're gonna say, okay, maybe he was just curious, we'll go with that. So my follow-up question was, well, what if he wanted to put that into action where he begins to receive that, even if it is from the woman?
Receive what?
You want to get pegged?
Yeah.
So
Tasha,
now,
I lost you. I guess you froze up. You said, what if he want to receive
See,
what?
now,
Yes, if he
Tasha,
wants to start receiving it.
say now you crossed the line.
That's
So
hard.
he's obviously
Then he's
he's went to
gay.
the dark side. You
What?
know, he's
Yeah, he on the dark
yeah.
side. He's on the other team.
Wait, she see what
Yeah.
from the woman?
Like Terry said, he want to get pegged. He want to get
Yeah.
stuck.
Oh, he want a man to sleep with a man.
No.
No.
But like a woman using a strap on.
Yeah. Okay. For D and Jay joining us late, we're doing a modern take on Dear Abby, so we're talking about different relationship questions people ask. We don't know these people. We've been reading some good ones. If you guys got a question you want to throw in there, you're more than welcome to throw it in there. We've been picking some that we found on the internet and things like that. So before I go to the next, it can either be a question or you can tell about a situation. Y'all have a question or a situation y'all want to bring to the table?
I don't know what
Not at
y'all
this
already
moment.
discussed.
Yeah.
I
Throw
got a,
something
Go
out
to
there.
the, go to the
Throw
next
it
one
out
then.
there. Yeah,
Go
just
to the
throw
next
something
one.
out there.
I have a question.
Because I want to know if you got a question. If you got a question, throw something out. Sherry, you got a question?
No, my
What's your
question
question?
is, so you're telling me I gotta look at Tasha. You telling me, Tasha, that women is putting on strap on belts,
Oh my
having
God.
sex with a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
And
done that before.
it's called pegging, and
You
it's a
did
real
that,
kink
Billy?
for that.
So Darcel says she's done it before.
I didn't know there was a name for it, but I want to do
What
whatever
they
you want to
call
do
it?
to
What's the
me. I
name
want to
called?
do that to you too. I mean, we
Wait a
can
minute,
do
what's the name called?
everything.
I
What's the
I
name?
don't
It's
think
called pegging.
yeah. I don't think it's gay now. If he asks me to have a threesome, but
Now
he
that's
wants
now
sex
that
with
is
another
gay.
man,
Now that is gay. I
no. If
don't
he
care.
wants sex with another man in our threesome, then yes. Then I
That
would be
is
like, yes,
gay.
okay.
No. Now you done lost me.
I
So
don't think it is.
well, look, yeah.
I'm
So I
a
guess
field over here. This is
I
display.
would say a little finger. No, not. But when you want me to switch up and start doing stuff, it's gonna give me cause for pause.
now
So
ain't nothing going in my ass. So you know, but you can play around the cave a little bit with the tongue, but you just can't go in. I'm just saying. Okay, we're gonna move on.
Yeah, move on.
We're gonna move
That's
on.
getting crazy.
So, so Jay or Darcel, do y'all have a question that y'all want to ask about relationships and again, it don't have to be people we know. Just a general question. Y'all want to
I
throw out?
do. Well, why wouldn't you let somebody? I mean, obviously, most men like to do that to women. Why wouldn't you let somebody do
We
that
just
to
Darcel.
keep going back to this subject,
No,
I guess.
that's what I say. We gonna leave. We gonna leave that one. We gonna leave that one.
I
We gonna
told you
leave
they
that
be
one.
trying to get you.
We gonna leave.
just a
I got a
little
good
bit.
one. I got a good one. I want to throw out to the panel. You know what I'm saying? This one is I've never been able to orgasm during partnered sex, and I'm afraid it'll ruin my relationship. What do you do? What do you do? Or have you ever been in a situation where your partner cannot have an orgasm?
Oh wow.
I've been in a situation where I couldn't, but like when I figured out it was an issue with me more than the other person because they were doing a lot. But like women, you got to know your own body before you can enjoy somebody else because you don't know what you like. You don't know. A lot of women don't even know how an orgasm feels. So when they do have one, they're not sure what it is. So if you don't know your own body, you can't tell somebody else what to do and what you like or how to do it if you don't know, you know.
Okay.
So in my
Okay.
situation, I feel like it was me just needing to learn my own body first. So I mean, you masturbate, you do things to explore. So yeah.
Okay. Did you get rid of the guy or did it continue and you just worked your way through it?
Yeah, I got rid of the guy, but
Ooh, whoa, whoa, wow. Okay. Okay.
but I
It,
mean, I didn't like him that much anyway. So
okay.
I mean, it wasn't
Okay.
like yeah.
Anybody else? You know,
I think Darcel just sums it up. I mean, part of it was her, but mostly she wasn't really into that guy. So I think, yeah, if you got that situation, you're probably not into your partner as much as you think you are. So just move
okay.
on.
So I have a
No,
question.
go
In
ahead.
the in that, is this person, can they have an orgasm by themselves?
The other person,
No, the person who's saying that they can't have an orgasm by having sex with someone, but if they masturbate, can they have an orgasm?
See, it
Because to
doesn't say.
me, if that's the case, because that could be it. Maybe you're spending
hmm
too much time enjoying different toys and stuff, which can desensitize you to
yeah.
actually enjoying sex.
Okay.
hmm
Well, I want to ask my two men on here. Have you ever been in a situation where you could not achieve an orgasm?
I did once. and I think she was right, Darcel. Is I just wasn't into the person. Um, in fact, it wasn't good. The the sex just wasn't good. I just wasn't into it. So
Okay.
I couldn't keep an erection, and I couldn't orgasm.
Okay.
So
Terry.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, big bro. But
There you go, Negro Damas. Oh boy.
sorry to hear about that. Well, at what age does this happen?
So if
You older
everybody don't
than
know,
me.
this is my little brother that's talking. But go ahead.
At what age did that happen? So I can know you older than me.
It actually happened a while back. It's been a little while, and probably worse now because my ass has gotten old. So
Jay, you walk right into it.
yeah. Hey, what's this called? Real talk for real men. So hey, no shame in my game.
I ain't had that problem yet. To be honest with you, the only time I got close to that is because my schedule was pretty full. I had a lot of women on my team, and so yeah, it got to a point where it's kind of like a job,
Okay.
and yeah, but not yet.
Yeah, I taught him well.
Okay.
Yeah. All
Yeah, he
right.
did. He told me.
Yeah.
Okay. Now so I'm the old head. So here I go. I've had it happen many, many times, but
Yeah.
for a couple of different reasons. Now, if I've had to wear a condom, it's difficult for me to achieve an orgasm. You know, you just can't feel it. You know what I'm saying? And so you have to keep using a whole bunch of lubricant. And again, if you've got somebody who got a big wide chasm, and you can't get no friction, then you know it's very difficult, to be trying to maneuver around to try to get something going. So, and even at the height of my sexual peak, I only used to orgasm 50% of the time. And it used to be a real problem because a lot of the women used to think that it was something that they weren't doing. It wasn't them. It was me because I had on a condom. You know what I'm saying? Because when I decided to go raw dog, I had to kind of really like them enough to be willing to take the gamble that I might get them pregnant or something like that. But if it was just somebody that I was running through, had on a condom, used a lubricant, a lot of times I couldn't feel it, and so my stamina at that time was like, oh, man, I just can't get my nut no matter what I can do, and so the only way I could actually get my nut was from head. I was addicted to head.
Well, I
Absolutely.
don't want to hear all about that, brother.
I'm just saying, I was absolutely addicted to it. So that was, so my circumstances where that's the way I kind of had to handle it. And in terms of on the flip side of it, has I had to have a woman that couldn't orgasm? I've been through that in that experience as well, you know. And what I said was my performance? I don't think so. Darcel, you said a woman about knowing her own body. The misconception I think sometimes is I think for some women they think just because they have I keep calling the snatch. Somebody give me a better word for snatch.
The one-eyed monster. How about that?
Okay,
The
okay.
woo-ha.
The woo-ha. I like that, Jay. Some women, a lot of women
Trailing
think that just because they have a woo-ha, that automatically it's good and you want to come from it. There's a lot of bad woo-ha out there. You know, once y'all all know already have a thing with smell, so we're not even talking about the hygiene part of it. Sometimes you can have a woman that has a great body and the mechanics are horrible, that you just don't have the mechanics in, stiff and laying there like a board, and you got to keep telling her put your leg here and baby relax. A back won't arch right, and it's very frustrating because you're looking at this great body, and sometimes it can be a woman with a big old fat pumping ass like Nicki Minaj and can't take no stick, and like you just like it's very frustrating. Like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I got your musty ass up here now, and you don't even know what you're doing, and so. In that sense,
It's too right.
I'm just saying. So in that sense, you can't complete the task because you can't really get in the game. And so, anyway, that's been my experience with the whole thing. So,
So I have a new question, a new scenario. You're spouse, significant other decides to cheat you after you all have been together for some time, let's say 5 years, cheats on you, and you decide to stay or whatever. However, you find out that the person that they cheated on you with is your parent, so either your mother or your father. What do you do?
No, no, ma'am.
You leave.
Yeah.
The reason why I ask is because this was a TikTok video. On TikTok, there's this girl who people send in stories. A woman actually began an affair with her husband's mother and wanted to continue the affair going forward. But she was starting to feel guilty. So she was like, should I tell my husband or should I just end the affair with his mother?
That's one that's hard for me to even imagine, honestly. Because again, number one, I don't know my dad or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay, well then your mother.
if she was having an affair with my mother,
With your mother.
I don't know. For me, this is weird because while I don't want to know what my mom's sex life is, if that was the case, I guess I could deal with it, I think, because it is what it is.
I'm not dealing with it because I have to smack mama a couple of times. It's not no. And tell her, that ain't right.
That is kind of weird.
Yeah.
That one, that's a hard one to kind of swallow.
And I
Well, in this day and age with the grandparents and the parents and everybody being so young, it's really not that far-fetched anymore.
Now you might be true because the ages are a lot closer than we ever would think. You know what I'm saying? So that could be, definitely something that you have to look at.
I'm gonna send Tony down there with mama. Tony, go on.
I know what's gonna happen. So I have a question.
Shoot,
Terry.
Go ahead.
I want to know what women think about this because this is how guys think. Guys think as women get older and like your body start to change and you done had a few kids and some younger women start to look better, that women should change their standards. Like, how do women think about that? You understand what I'm asking?
Come on, say that again, Terry.
You know how us guys think, right? When women are in their 20s and 30s, we think they're prime and they're ready to go. But as you get older, we think women should lower their standards because in our minds, you're not as attractive as you once were. You didn't gain some weight. You didn't have some kids. You can't consider yourself top notch anymore.
Okay.
Because these up and coming women are, physically they look better. That's how most guys think, right? That's how we think.
Yeah.
I wonder, do women think that way? Do you get to a certain age and realize, like, okay, yeah, maybe I need to lower my standards a little bit?
No, I'm not lowering my standards. If anything, I'm gonna date a younger man because they be wanting cougars. So I'm gonna get me a young man.
Okay.
No,
And I
don't
have
lower
to
your
say
standards.
that I mean, it depends on the man and the type of man that you're looking for because some men don't care if you got a few stripes. They'll call you their tiger, and as far as gaining a little bit weight, you can exercise. It ain't that hard to get rid of weight, so
Listen.
lowering your standards, no.
In some ways, it's good weight because I need to be a skinny, bony little thing, and men like me with my weight.
Yeah, but
too, as you get older, you're more mature. You have a lot more to offer, so it ain't just about your body and your looks anymore. You got the body, the looks, the brain, the job, the total package, and it ain't just about the body like it would be a 20-year-old. So
listen, y'all, I'm fat. You see, I'm gonna put my whole butt on his head tonight.
I'm sorry, Uncle Tony.
I'm saying, but I don't know. He bit me. I told you, and I don't know about that with him.
But Jonah and Uncle Freddie know what I'm talking about. Guys, we have this conversation all the time. Like, she ain't all that no more, man. She done gained some weight. There's some badder ones out there than her, so she might need to lower her standards a little bit because she's gonna be single for a while.
It goes both ways, nephew.
Okay.
Men, they get old, and you be looking at them like, they got the stomach all out there.
Exactly.
They be looking like they got a butt in their stomach. They get
Okay.
old.
But you got to think too, when women, I mean, I can say for myself, I mean, I'm not as small as I was when I was 20, but the type of men that I would deal with now would still be interested in the same me. It's like you understand what I'm saying? Like,
That's
I'm not
Your
possible.
I
taste
wouldn't be interested.
mature.
That's
What'd you
girl.
say?
I said
I
your
said that's
taste
how I
can
feel.
mature.
I'm slut.
Right. And the
That's
type of
okay.
man that I would be looking for would appreciate my body the way it is. And he ain't gonna be wanting a 20-year-old. He's gonna be looking at me. So yeah, I mean that's a lot of women gain weight. A lot of women have kids and that's just a natural part of it. So the 20-year-old me looks a lot different than the 40-year-old me. So no, your standards don't change. I mean, maybe the type of man that you're looking for at 20 versus 40 changes, but not your standards.
Okay.
Men
Shay,
have
you
some
want to go before I go?
No, I kind of see both sides because you have to know what you're looking for. Um, so if you're looking strictly from an outside appearance, that's one thing. But someone said earlier about the total package.
Hmm.
So when you get to a certain age, it's not even about you still want to be attracted to the person quite naturally, but what that person has to bring to the table, their maturity level, what kind of baggage they have, all those things play a factor. In my opinion. So I don't know if standard is the best word, but I get what Terry is where he's coming from.
Right.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I wanted to go with what Terry's asking. I hope I'm getting it right because Candace, this kind of came up on your show last night.
With
When,
Kevin
when we were talking
Samuels.
about the Kevin Samuels situation. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that video where he really rated this woman and told her that she was 35 years old. She got, what was it, 3 kids, and she doesn't make
Yep.
uh
She
six.
has she had one child that
Okay.
was 13 and she was making six figures for the past 3 years. So I felt like, not to cut you off, but I felt like he first of all, this man has been divorced twice
Yeah.
and he's 52. He said he's fighting off all these women. It's a gimmick. He's no different than Derek Samuels. I mean, that's Derek Jackson. My wine is getting to me now.
Ah,
He's no different than Derek Jackson. So these young 18-year-olds and insecure men follow what he's saying, but a real man is gonna see what he's saying is just a gimmick. He's just selling wolf tickets to me. And I feel like everything that he's going through, because when you look at him realistically being twice divorced, he's talking about he fighting off women. This man looks gay with on his show. So a real man can see through everything that he's saying. Like it just didn't make any sense to me. And I feel like he was taking out already. He didn't feel like talking to her. He was taking out his situation on her. He realistically, people have experienced life. This lady had experienced life. She's building wealth for her child. So she does not need a man necessarily to take care of her child anyway. So I just feel like he was taking out a lot of whatever he was going through on her. And that's what it was. It was entertaining. Now I will say this: I like watching him because he's very entertaining. He goes in on men and women. So
okay.
this high value thing, though, is a gimmick to me.
Okay. So I agree with you 100%. That's what I thought. I thought it was great theater. He did what he had to do to make the video go viral because, like I said on your show last night, she was kind of witless to take it, and most black women I know ain't gonna take that. But but not focusing on that part of it. So to Terry's question, I do think in some sense, I I like what you said, Jay. I don't want to use the word lower your standard. I think you have to be more realistic because what I talk about all the time is your options are going to change as your circumstances change.
Mhm.
And you need to adjust those realistic standards in the sense that when I'm 33 and I'm 5'11, 185 pounds, and I got sexual stamina out the roof, and I got lines outside of my door, I can afford to be a little bit more arrogant and demand a certain type. And women,
Mhm.
the same. When you got the ass of a 10-year-old boy and your titties are standing up and they don't need a bra on them and everything, you know what I'm saying? And you can crush a walnut with that snatch, you can demand certain things at that
Woo-ha.
stage. That woo. Thank you. But to Terry's point, let's fast forward 10 years now. Now, when I go from 33 till I'm 43, and all of a sudden things start breaking down, I can't hang as long as I used to. I have to adjust my standards at that point and be more realistic about well, what I can attract and what I can do. And I think women should, in that sense, do the same because now, if your titties is down to your navel, you know, and that Wuhan done seen more soldiers in Afghanistan, you know, then at that point you need to start saying, okay, I can't be looking for that white knight to ride in. You know, that garbage man starts to look a little bit more attractive, you know, at that stage. You know, not that garbage man is a bad job. It's a great profession. They make good money. So I think your standards have to be adjusted. And I think for too many times we don't make those adjustments. And so even if I'm gonna go back to that video, let's be, what I said this last night. He wasn't lying. I objected to the manner in which he said it. She wasn't an attractive woman. Let's be honest. She even by her own standards graded herself a 6 with makeup and a 5 without. You know what I'm saying? Now I didn't have a problem with the fact that she have a daughter or a son or whatever. I don't think that's relevant anymore, kids or whatever anymore. But the fact that her by her own standards said that she wasn't an attractive woman. Clearly her self-esteem was low. So if you know that, then the expectation thinking some guy that's making 6, 7 figures is going to scoop in, ride in and scoop you up, you have to adjust your expectations. So I hope, Terry, I'm answering your question in that sense that you do need to adjust your thinking, you know, because even the most attractive person in the world, beauty fades. Beauty absolutely fades. And so if you've spent your entire existence devoted to how beautiful you look, that's a shame because if you haven't developed your personality, your intellect, things like that, that you can, because I said this last night. Biggie said that I'm black as ugly as ever. You know, nobody would accuse Biggie of being an attractive man, and he got more draws than you can think of. So he realized what he was here and developed other things where he could go out and attract women. And as I said on the show last night, I'm fat, missing teeth. You know, I ain't seen my dick in the last 3 years, but it still works. You know what I'm saying? So
I feel like she had a low self-esteem, and I said this on one of my previous shows. If she wanted to, let's say, get Kevin Samuels since he's so into her face, because she makes 6 figures, she can go and get the work done to do that. But what's going to help the inside? Because she might have him with the looks, but then when they get together, she still has that low self-esteem. And then secondly, she's wanting this man with money. What if this man is an abuser, a child molester? You just never know. So why are you only looking at money? Like my thing as a woman, what I respect more in a man is, oh, my kids are screaming. What I respect in a man is how he deals with difficult situations, because that's going to tell me about his character. So I don't know if it's my own experience. I've never wanted a man with just all this money. I've always wanted a family oriented type of man, because that's what I was used to. That's how I feel protected. And a lot of women want to feel protected, and financial security is one of them. But we also want that man that can actually be a man as well.
I agree with you. Terry, you asked the question. What's your thoughts on it?
Kind of like what you said. I think they need to change the expectation. So maybe I kind of phrased it wrong when I say, you know, I forgot exactly how I phrased it. I think lower their standards. Yeah. So, but yeah, you have to change the expectation, and men is as well. But I just kind of want to hear the women's take on it.
Absolutely.
I think I see where he's coming from too, because I see a lot of women miss out on good men because of that. They want this guy who makes 6 figures, is, you know, 0 kids, you know, drive a certain type of car, look a certain type of way, but that guy, you know, he may not have any substance.
Yes, sir.
And so, you know, they miss out on a lot of good men that they look over, trying to find this perfect, you know, knight in shining armor.
Yes,
so, and a lot of older men, you know, we look for more than just your outside appearance. And if all you bring to the table is that woo-ha, that's a dime a dozen.
Yes,
So
sir.
you can't cook, you can't clean, you don't believe in family. You don't have a personality. You don't like to be. You're not fun. You can't make me laugh. You can't get along with my friends. I'm gonna pass. You
Yes, sir.
know.
Mhm.
One night
You can't
stand.
get along with
Might
your
suffice,
friends.
but you're not gonna take them home to your mama.
That's
You
right.
can't get along with your friends.
That's right.
Yeah.
Say what now? Yeah,
You
think
can't,
about it. I mean, my closest friends.
That's
I would
right.
like for
you
them
can't
to
get
be able
along
to
with
get
your
to,
friend. That's your
huh?
friend.
And
But
how
they
we
could
all
be
gotta
our
hang out?
friends
I don't
at a
agree
certain
with you,
point.
Sherry. I don't
Uh,
agree with you, Sherry.
It
I'm
makes
not
it
getting
makes it
along with you.
difficult.
I
Not
don't care
your
about
closest friends.
you got your friends, you have your friends. I'll be cordial, but I don't want to get along with your friends.
I don't agree with you, but okay.
You have to. You have
Right.
to. When
Right.
you're married, there's double dates, there's
Right.
I
vacations, there
Sherry,
you have to.
it
Yeah.
matters. It
It
matters.
I'm
matters.
not
It
getting along
matters.
with no friends. I
Yes.
see you, I will be cordial.
It
We can
matters.
talk a little bit. That's it. Go on somewhere. I don't want to be getting along with your friends.
I feel you. I
Mhm.
respect your
Now
opinion.
keep in mind,
I don't agree.
as well, I can on one hand tell you who my closest friends are. So I'm not talking about acquaintances,
Mhm.
co-workers, and people that are
Right.
not truly
Right.
in that inner
Right.
circle.
Right.
But people who are in that inner circle, which is really more than just friends, you need to be able to get along with them. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm on this conference, I'm on this video chat right now. If my wife didn't had an issue with Daracel and Tasha, that would be a problem because we
Absolutely.
go back 20 years.
Absolutely. We use the term
You
friend too
know,
lightly.
Yeah.
We use that term too lightly. You know.
Well,
But I
I
agree.
ain't doing all of that.
But I got one last question that I want to throw out
I'm
to the
not.
panel. I want to throw out to the panel one last question. What do you guys think about a situation where a man enters into a relationship with a woman who has kids from a previous relationship and he makes really, really good money, enough money to take care of the wife and the kids? Should the biological father still have to pay child support?
Yes. Yes, because
Go
no
D.
matter no matter what, the responsibility is on the biological father because those are his kids. Those are his kids that he made. Here he's always and forever responsible for his kids. Now the stepdad is doing it because he loves the mom and he loves the kids, but there is no obligation there. Not legally, not financially. Anything that he does it because he wants to. The dad, on the other hand, biologically is obligated to take care of his own children that he made. Yes. So yeah, I don't care if the dad makes 40,000 and the stepdad is a millionaire. Yeah, you still need to take care of your kids.
you
And I
take care
mean
of your
it does
kids or you need to pay child support.
Jay, yeah.
well
Jay,
it's
Jay,
Both.
it's a
Jay.
combination of the two because you can take care of your kids and not pay child support in the normal
Okay.
sense of paying child support. You can come get them, you can, buy them school clothes and take them places or whatever, and not pay a dime to the mom if that's what you'd agreed upon. But I mean, obviously, if she with the rich dude, she don't need your little coins. But
Right. It
so
doesn't
Hey,
absolve you from
hey,
taking
no,
care of your
Jay,
kids.
Jay, shut up, shut
right.
up, shut up, shut up. I don't want you to
Okay.
comment.
All
I
right.
don't want you to comment.
I
No
got you.
comment.
Go
If
ahead. I'm
Ladies,
sorry. I
you
didn't mean to interrupt.
I'm asking the ladies.
listen, if you are taking care, listen, and this is the difference between a woman and a girl because a girl is going to require you to pay that money regardless, even if you taking care of your kids. A woman is going to say, "Well, I see you in a financial situation. Come get the kids. They need a pair of shoes or whatever, and let it go." But that's the difference. So, I mean, financially doing it and just taking care of your kids are two totally different things. And it depends on the woman that you had kids with, which is why you shouldn't be making babies with everybody because you find these things out, when you get to know people a little bit longer. So, yeah.
Okay, okay. Come on with it, ladies. Who next?
I agree with D. I mean, the guy needs to continue to take care of his child. That's his biological child. So he needs to still be in the life. They can come up with a plan and set boundaries, but that's not the new partner's responsibility. So yes, he should take care of his child, the biological father.
Not only should you take care of his child, do you think he should continue to pay child support?
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
I just
he
want to be. I
should.
want to be clear because there's a difference.
He
Sherry,
should.
Sherry, what do you think?
I think the same way Candace just said. If he if he on child support, yeah, he he should pay his child support, even if the stepfather is taking care, because that's not the stepfather's child. So
Okay.
because you wouldn't be on child support if it wasn't a reason for you to be on there. Because
Okay.
if you was handling your business before child support, it wouldn't be a reason for the child support.
Okay.
Well, some women are vindictive and they put men on child
Yes,
support
I agree.
just because that reason.
Okay.
They get mad
But
at
see,
you,
to me, before it reached the child support, the man and woman should be able to, talk that out. Now, if that, like you said, if they agree that you're going to do we co-parenting, and you doing what you're supposed to do, fine. I think that's great, because I have cousins that way. I have a cousin
Mhm.
who his girlfriend came and brought the baby and said she was going to the store and never to return. He takes care of the son. Now he can get child support from her. He chose
hmm
not to. This is Tawir's son, Rasheen. He chose not to get child support from her because he said he's just going to take care of his son. So I know people that are in that situation. That's fine. That's his choice. But and he allows the mother still to come by. She come by here and there, and see the son and everything. And I always told him I was proud of him for that. You understand that he just decided he just was going to do this. Other situations I have seen where you have trifling women that just it's not an issue. You ain't even give the man a chance to take care of the kid. They go put them on child support out of spite. Now those type of females, and you have some. I do also know females that use child support as a form of support for themselves. They got
hmm
3, 4 baby fathers, and all of them is on child support. This is how they live. I know that too.
So
It's not that.
sometimes the sometimes the state though will put a man on child support if the mother's on public assistance as well though.
Yeah,
So they might not have had that set up but it got set up by that state
that's
as
why I say
well.
it depends on the situation. And everybody got different situations, so you can't really say. You know what I'm saying? The
Okay.
only thing I say is if the man is on child support or whatever, and because of you're not taking care of your kid, then you're expected to pay that child support.
Okay.
But if you
Tasha.
got some trifling girl that's just putting you on because they angry or you ain't with them no more and they do all that, I see all that. Then no, I
Okay.
know. I'll just
Tasha.
Yeah.
What's your take?
So, and you said that they are married, right? Not this is
No,
a
no.
stepfather.
Marriage has nothing
So
to do with it. Well, okay, you can say even if they're the stepdad or married, that for you does it matter if they're married?
it does.
Okay, so let's say
That
your
matters
case
to
then,
me.
if it's married. So explain your views that the married. So this new husband, he makes buku money. He's able. Should the biological father still be required to pay child support?
Not child support, but I think that any other outstanding need or want that that child had should be on the non-custodial parent. That's me. Because I
Okay.
think the basic needs of what most child support is for, food, shelter, clothing, will be covered. But if there's anything else outstanding, whether it be medical or whatever, I think it's on the non-custodial parent.
Okay. Now, why do you place the importance on it being married?
Because to me, that is, you went a step further, entered into a legally binding contract, so to speak, with this woman. You took her on with everything. You're not just dating her. If you were just dating her, then absolutely you need to be paying child support still, because it's no guarantee that it's going to work out. And then, she could just be up and left at any time with nothing. If the millionaire, whoever, like, puts her out. But
Yeah.
if they're married, absolutely. But no, he doesn't have to pay child support. He needs to be covering any other expense.
Okay.
I
Okay.
gotta laugh about that one because I don't care if they married or they ain't married. If you
hmm
have a child together with someone, you're obligated to take care of that child, whether you're married or you're not married.
Okay.
You will
Okay.
be. You'll
Especially
just
if
be
that
taking care of
father
the other outstanding needs.
Okay.
so if the to me they're
I guess you
obligated to
could be
take
my
care of that child if the new husband did not adopt my child, then the biological father is still obligated. Like
Okay.
that biological father didn't give up his right, so technically he needs to be taking care of his child as well.
Okay. So thank you, lady. I purposely silenced my two gentlemen for a reason. Wednesday's topic, we're going to explore child support. and all of the things that goes into dealing with child support. It's going to be a serious topic. So that's why, Jay, Top Cat, hold your opinions for me.
I don't get to say
Okay,
nothing.
you know what? You know what?
Damn, I was
Oh
so
no, you know what? Okay, give us a taste. Give us a taste. But I hope everybody can come back on Wednesday because this is one of those hot button topics that
Very hot button.
yeah.
so okay, Top Cat and Jay, give us a
I-
taste. Go.
So I won't elaborate too much, but I would say since I have a daughter, the moment I knew she was coming into this world, I knew I was responsible for her until either I leave this world or she leave this world. So the fact that, my ex, she get a new man, I'm not depending on this nigga to take care of my child. Like, what if y'all relationship break up and the money's gone? Then what? But I will say it depends on your situation. I think in most situations, women have custody. So I think maybe it could split because mine is different. I have joint custody. So maybe you could go to maybe joint custody where there's no money involved, but obviously he still takes care of his child. That kind of makes sense, you know.
Okay.
And I'll save my rest of my thoughts to Wednesday.
Okay. Jay?
Yeah, so I'm like Terry. I'm gonna reserve a lot of my comments to Wednesday because I'm very opinionated when it comes to this. And but seriously, I am because I have children. I have girls. I have boys. I've been there since they were born, since they came in this world. I was raised in a two-parent household, and my father never turned his back on any of us. And I would never do that for my children. I've always been it for my children. And for women to use the system to hurt us, I think it's just cruel. And they wonder why a lot of them can't get a man, or they're in a situation that they probably could avoid. It's because of that. And so when I hear women talk about where he needs to be on child support, that's not. I need to hear a little bit more than that because I know a lot of guys, good fathers, who want to be in their children's life, and the women won't let them, or they want to do for their kids, but they can't because they're taking every dime they got when they don't need it, and the money not even going to the child. So I'm gonna stop right there, but that's very near and dear to my heart.
Ladies,
Man.
don't say a word. Don't say a
Yeah.
word.
Well, but it seems like the ladies on this panel are kind of agreeing with us to a certain extent, you know. But
Not all the
I'm
way.
gonna say this: the child support system is a racket, and I said it. And I'll wait till Wednesday
I've
to
been
get the rest of my
married to her
comments.
for a lot of years. I know that smile. When I know that smile, she got something to say.
I
I've
know
only
that's
known
right.
Candace for a short period of time. She got something to say, but that's why I want you to hold it because I
Yeah,
know that it's complicated.
yeah,
It's not easy.
yeah,
Even what you just said, Jay, it brings up different scenarios. You and Terry, Terry's got partial custody. Jay, you got daughters and sons. You know what I'm saying? So you feel very strongly. And again, I'm sure they got some strong opinions. That's why I want y'all to save it.
yeah. I'm gonna save it
I
for
want y'all to
Wednesday.
save it. I want y'all to
Yeah.
save it because I'm going to bring it on Wednesday and I'm going to play devil's advocate. I want y'all to know this right now.
I
I
really
want
hope
you
you do.
I want y'all to know this right now.
Yeah, that's a
I
serious
don't
topic that I
I
think
don't
can
do
help a
a
lot of
topic
people.
I don't do it if I'm not going to do it right. If I'm
Mhm.
not going to do it right. So I'm going to play devil's advocate. Me and my co-host, Tasha, I'm putting you on the spot because you and
Mhm.
I are in a similar situation. We don't have a dog in this race.
No, I don't. I
We
don't.
don't
I
have
can
a
only
dog in this
give
race.
I
an
don't know.
opinion based off of someone who was whose parents were divorced, and so I saw the child support from both sides. So
But
and
see, I
how it
disagree
came.
with that. I
Oh,
disagree
oh,
with
oh,
that.
oh, oh.
Next
No, no,
Wednesday.
no, 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 no. See, that's where I know this is going to go there, that everything is going to be
Yeah,
challenged.
y'all
I
do have a dog in this race.
already know.
I don't have
You a
a
I
dog
fig?
in
already
the race.
know. Thank you,
Yes, you
Jay.
do.
Thank you. I'm Sherry, you do too. But
That's
hold it.
right.
That's why I
No,
said,
I don't.
hold Sherry. Hold it. Hold it.
I don't.
You
I
better
don't
change
have
the
a dog
subject.
in
We
the
gotta
Next
get
race.
into
Wednesday.
this.
Hold it.
It
Hold
was
it.
no,
That's why I sis, sis,
Freddie. It was
sis.
not even a question.
Go
Ain't
ahead.
no race. You gonna do what you gonna do because
I'm gonna let her get this last part out, y'all.
brother.
So, so
Same
Tasha,
subject.
Tasha, we
It's too
have
late.
Tasha, we have a challenge ahead of us, just so you
Okay.
know, because
Yeah.
they're even going to challenge that whether or not we have a dog in this race.
I ain't got no dog in this race.
So,
All right.
okay, I wanted to bring that up at the end.
My dog.
That's where we're going on Wednesday. I hope y'all all are there, and it's going to be a good conversation. As always, we're going to debate. We're
Yeah.
going to agree to disagree without being disagreeable. I
Of
think
course.
everybody on here can handle that, so I'm not worried about that. But that's where we're going to go with it. So,
Can I say one
hey,
thing, Black?
sure,
Oh
And
Lord.
sure.
since we're all kind of family, and I know you're trying to grow this channel,
Uh-huh.
if anybody feels really opinionated about it, you could do a one-on-one chat with Black and maybe give a 60-second
Please,
response, and that
please.
way he can kind of post it, and it'll help grow the channel and lead up to the discussions on by next Wednesday.
To Topcast point, I will be going live. This is my commitment before Wednesday. I'm gonna go live with each and every last one of you on here before Wednesday. To Terry's point, so that I can get your 60-second view on it. Deal?
Yeah,
I'm good.
that's good because with YouTube, you need like 35 videos to fall into their
Mhm.
algorithm. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Fantastic, fantastic. We're gonna end it there. Once again, I love the conversation. We had some fun tonight. I didn't want it. That's why I'm stopping y'all, because this Saturdays is my light, fluffy night where we have some fun and enjoy. It's gonna get real, as we say on Wednesday, and I will be reaching out to each and every night. Some of you I'm gonna reach out to till tomorrow, just so you know. Jay, I'm reaching out to you tomorrow.
Yeah, I do. Me and Jay, we could do tomorrow.
I'm reaching out to my guys tomorrow.
I'm
To my
sitting on
guys.
go. We can go tonight. No, I'm just joking.
He been drinking. He ready to go.
I got a lot to say.
Already know. And in case y'all didn't know, he asked for this. He
Yeah.
asked for this. Just like my nephew
Yeah, I
Terry
know.
asked for the one Wednesday. My nephew here asking for this one. So it's gonna be good. Tell somebody, please, because this is a topic that I think people want to hear about. I ask either of you on here to tell at least two people. Do me a favor, please. Tell two people to tune in. They don't have to come on camera. I just want them to be here in the comment section. Tell two people. I'm asking you to tell two people to be here on Wednesday for me. I'm asking you guys. This is
All
going to
right.
be a very interesting topic.
All right.
So, with that said, I enjoyed tonight's conversation. I'll give everybody some last thoughts. We had a good time, I think, talking about the Dear Abby thing, but, ultimately, as we go around the dais, what do you take away from tonight's conversation? I'll start with you, Candace.
I wasn't ready. I wasn't
Okay.
ready. I was sipping my wine. But I enjoyed the show. I'm surprised it went by so quickly. I liked every topic that we talked about. Definitely keep having these shows. You should make this Dear Abby show like a
Wow.
staple for your YouTube
Wow.
channel. So it's good.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Okay, Terry.
I agree with Candace. I think the show is growing. I think we're having more serious topics and more topics that I'm interested in, conversing about. And that, yeah, I agree with her. This Dear Abby was a different shake-up from the Wednesdays, and yeah,
Wow.
and I like the different format as well.
Okay. Sis, what you got to say?
Well, I look forward to the shows. It's always great topics, good fun, good people. It's going
All
good.
right. Nephew Jay, what's going on?
Can't wait to Wednesday, my brother.
Somebody calm him down.
I already know. Already
He's
know.
on the bus at the
Already
Yeah.
know. Already know.
I can't wait to
I already
Wednesday.
know. He
Nephew,
got
you
something to say,
always
y'all.
good. Why you so mad?
He got something. He not
Yeah,
mad.
he
No,
got a
I'm
lot.
not mad.
He not
I'm
mad.
not
No,
mad.
I'm not mad.
Don't
So
confuse
you
that.
got through it
I'm
already.
not
He not
mad.
mad. He
The
not mad.
thing is, because real men gonna handle their business regardless. But
Yeah.
this show is about helping
He not mad.
people, men
Right.
and women.
He got
And
something
that's
to
and
say.
I,
Just
and
know
I want
that.
to pay it forward, to keep somebody from going through what I've been through.
There you
So
So I'm
go.
not mad. So and that's what I like about this show. You talk about final thoughts. Again, I think the real value of real talk for real men is when you do hear different perspectives, and
Yeah.
you have that moment where you say, you know what, I never thought about it that way. To me, that when you have that aha moment, like, you know what, I never thought about it that way. And
Candace
to
did
me, that's
that
the
for me
real
today.
value of it. Yeah. So
Mhm.
yeah.
You're right. I love it. Darcel, what you got to
Gratuito.
say, sweetheart?
I just want to say I just really enjoy seeing all y'all's beautiful faces. Saturday is kind of a tough night for me because it usually is a long night at work, so I'm always late on Saturdays. But I really enjoy the show.
I love you for coming on. Thank you, for continuing to support it. I love it. I love you, and I love you for supporting. I thank you so much. You already know.
Of
You already know.
course.
Co-host Tasha, what you got to say to end?
Really nothing different than anyone. Definitely, like everyone, echo their sentiments of enjoying the show, loving how it's going, and I cannot wait for Wednesday. It looks like it's gonna be explosive. And then also to the men, just try just a little bit of finger, just like that much, just a
Stop it.
little bit.
Stop it. That's never gonna happen. That's never gonna happen. I'm sorry. So look,
Oh.
I I value seeing you guys so much in a way that I'm in excruciating pain right now. Ex- Severe pain right now. I'm dealing with sciatica. I'm on pills. I'm drinking. I shouldn't be drinking. And I work today. I happen to work today. But I'm gonna tell you something. I feel empty if I don't do my show now. I look forward to talking to you guys, like I said, because of all that's going on in the world and whatnot, the pandemic, and we are trapped in these four walls and all this kind of stuff. That to see you guys every week is so valuable to me, it's to my sanity. So I thank you guys in ways that you just don't know. I appreciate y'all more than you know. It's so therapeutic for me in a lot of ways, and so I appreciate y'all on so many levels. And so I enjoy this show. When I leave here and I close out, I go to bed with so many good things in my head, and it puts a nice cap on my night. So I thank all of you guys. So love you. I want y'all to have a great rest of your weekend. And yeah, I'm looking forward to Wednesday. Just so you know.
Oh, can I just say one
Yes,
thing?
sir.
I'm sorry about this, but I just posted a link. I'm finna go live with one of my followers on. If anybody trying to learn how to invest, I'm finna go live. So if anybody want to join and learn about option trading or any of that, feel free to join.
Absolutely. So to advertise Terry has his own show called Minority Investment Group. I get paid on Monday. I'm personally investing some of my funds with my nephew to help me make some money. So, I invite you to do the same. He's a real deal, just so you guys know. He's the
Yes,
real
he
deal.
is. Yeah.
He's the real deal. You know what I'm saying? So, like he said, if you're interested in learning about his investment group and stuff like that, subscribe to his channel as well. Subscribe to Candace's channel. Candace has got her own show. Candace, what's your nights?
It's almost every night. But the main nights are Friday or other group show, but it's the candy shop. I do more media and relationship topics. Right now, I'm gonna celebrate today. I reached 100 subscribers, so I'm happy about that.
Yes.
Thank
Candy,
you. So
the candy
it's
shop.
like,
I'm looking on YouTube. I'm looking right now. Let's see.
oh,
Please
I'm
subscribe.
I'm gonna look for everybody on here, and I hope to have all of you on my shows. I do Friday night is the Lions Den. Freddie is usually on my Lions Den show for men, and then I do it alternates. The ladies show is ladies night where we do cocktails, and I want Dee and Tasha and Sherry on my show as well. And I don't know Dee watched last night with that crazy guy Archer ain't shit or whatever his name was.
Archer ain't shit. That's
That's
who
what
it
he
was.
said. That's what the man
Yeah,
said.
Like, how do you find it? I'm looking for it on YouTube. You said the
I
candy
know.
shop.
Candy shop.
Yeah, it's
Uh-huh.
called the Candy Shop.
With a
Um,
C. The
it's
oh,
with a C. So
the
it's
50
a
cent keep
couple
coming
of
up.
them.
Yeah.
Can,
It's a lot of them that come up.
Candace, send me your link and I'm gonna post it on my page.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'll
because I
send you the
And
can't
let,
link.
find it.
and let me say this last thing too while I got you on here, because I reached out to a lot of people individually today. We as African American people, we don't support, not you guys, but I'm talking about as a people. We don't support each other enough.
Yeah.
Darcel, no, she sent me a text saying the same thing. It's amazing how somebody can go viral demeaning a woman. You know what I'm saying? And that goes viral. Fuckery and foolishness can go viral. But when somebody's trying to do something positive, you gotta beg and pull and stretch to get people to support. It shouldn't be that way, guys. Everybody on these spaces here, look, we know people. Please, I'm begging you. I'm begging you. Not only to support my show, tell people about Candace's show. Even if they not going to watch regularly, ask them to subscribe. The subscription matters. It matters to be able to count. And my thing is, there's an old saying, I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So by subscribing, she may be talking about something that one of your female friends or male friends for that matter might want to hear. Maybe not today, maybe not next week, but maybe a month from now. So please, 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 just like we spread all kinds of, not us, but you all know what I'm talking about. Just like our people spread all kinds of foolishness. If somebody is in Walmart doing donuts and shit and they're shooting, we'll share that video. Please do the same thing for something positive like this. Tell at least 5 people you know, hey, do me a favor. I have a friend named Candace. She has a show called The Candy Shop. Go on there. It takes you 2 minutes and click on subscribe. There's a guy named Freddie, Black, whatever the fuck you want to call me. He has a show. Go on there and click and subscribe. It's that simple. Please, I'm begging you. I'm asking you guys. I need your help for real.
I
I
found
love doing this. I truly enjoy it. Same thing with Minority. Subscribe. Even if you ain't ready to invest, go in, give the support. There's 3 people on here right now that got a show. Minority Investors, Candy Shop, and Real Talk for Real Men. Please, I'm begging you. Tell somebody you know. If you can't do 5, do 3 people. I love all of y'all. Thank you for real. And
Yeah, I just
we
posted the
need
link.
your support.
I see her, the candy shop. So now you got 102 subscribers. So yeah, I just posted the link in the
That's what's
chat.
up. It's that simple, guys. We need your support.
Thank
We
you.
need your support.
It's all
So
good.
everybody enjoy the rest of your weekend. And Jay and Top Cat, I'm gonna be talking to y'all tomorrow.
All
Okay,
right.
That's
cool.
what's up. Everybody have a good night. It's been Real Talk.
All right.
Bye.
Freddie, I wanted to tell you how you